Hi, I'm Michelle with On My Crafts, and today I'll be teaching you how to cut vinyl lettering. You may have already ordered some vinyl and haven't been sure how to use it. So take your vinyl out of probably the package it may still be sitting in. It comes in flat sheets like this, and it comes in lots of different colors. When you get your vinyl out, you want to just put it on your mat if you're going to be using a Cricut machine. Put it on just like you would a piece of paper. Now the only difference between using vinyl and using paper to cut is that you have to change the settings on your machine. If you don't change the setting, you'll be cutting all the way through both layers of the vinyl and you'll be making stickers. So on the Expressions machine, what you want to do is change the pressure to low. So you want to make sure it's on low, and your speed you can put around 4 or 5 and your blade depth around 4 or 5. So this one has to be on low, and that's the only difference you have to have. In the smaller machine, you want to change it to a number 2. So your pressure is number 2 and everything else just stays the same. If you have a Silhouette machine, you just make sure that you're using the blue blade and just feed it through and it'll be great. But today I'm going to show you how to use the Expressions. So you put your vinyl on. I've changed my settings to a number to low on this one, or a number 2 if I'm using the small one. And I just load my vinyl. Pick the size. I'm doing just like I would a piece of paper. Choose what I want to say. And cut. After we finish cutting, we'll just unload our mat. And then we'll pull the vinyl off. And we'll take a pair of scissors and kind of look and see exactly where your thing ends, and kind of just cut around it so we're not wasting any of our vinyl. The next process is called weeding. And what we want to do is take away all the negative part. So we just grab a corner like this, and carefully we start pulling it back like this. Okay, when we've pulled up the majority, now we're going to need to pick out the center. So I just use an X-Acto knife, and I go in and I just pick out the centers of the letter. A tip for when you are weeding: if you have done something that has really fine and thin letters, you're going to want to just, when you pull that back, go really slow, because sometimes it pulls up like the I, the circle on top of an I, or it pulls up the letters because they're so fine. So be really careful when you're weeding that you aren't pulling some of the letters. If you happen to pull it off, I just reach on my larger piece and reapply it back to this thing right here on this sheet. So it's not the end if you have accidentally pulled up a letter. You can just actually place it back on. This vinyl is very forgiving, and if it gets a little bit stretched, it doesn't take the shape away from it. Now it's ready to put on our board or walls or whatever we're ready to use it on. So what we do is we take a piece of transfer tape, and it also comes in the same sheets like the vinyl. And we're not going to need this whole thing, so we're just going to take this and just kind of put it on and guess how far we need to cut it. It's really nice because it has these lines on the back, which makes it so we're not wasting. So now that we have our transfer tape, it looks like this. We're going to take the corner, and we'll be putting this whole sheet over the top of this. So pull your corners up and then place it just right over the top. Now you'll want to have either a squeegee or a ruler or a credit card or something that you can use to just apply this like this. But you just rub that and pull it down. And then you'll want to make sure you have all the bubbles out. And it does take a little bit of pressure, so don't be afraid to push hard, you're not going to tear it. Especially if you have little tiny intricate things like small letters, you'll really need to rub right over the top of them. The bigger thing you have, the easier it is to pull off with the transfer tape. Now that we have the transfer tape on our vinyl, we're ready to remove the backing. So we want to put the vinyl and the transfer tape face down and start to remove the backing by rocking it back and forth. And the vinyl will stay stuck to the transfer tape. Sometimes a corner might get stuck on this, and just fold it back down, press on it, and it'll come back off. So there we go, we're ready for application. So today I'm going to apply it to a glass block. And if you're putting it on the wood or a wall, you would just measure it and see how you want to put it on. You just set it down, get your application tool, and rub it down. And it's good to rub kind of hard so that the letters all get stuck. Okay, so now you just do the same process and you just rock it back and forth and remove the transfer tape from the vinyl. So now it's stuck to the glass. Now I can grab a cute ribbon, wrap it up, and it'll be a great gift idea.